You're rolling.
All right. Hi, everyone. In this video, we will be talking a bit about basic statistics regarding the four words that you see here: mean, median, mode, and range. So probably most of you have seen this by now. This is an array of numbers. And basically what these four words do is that they are asking for a certain aspect of that array. So first and foremost, if your teacher comes up to you and they ask, what is the mean of this array? What they are basically asking is the average. What is the average value of all of these numbers combined? Now, I believe most of you know what an average is. You can easily just do one. Okay, so if we go to mean, then what you want to think to yourself is, okay, let's find the average. When I see this array list here, I go, okay, it's 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. And then how I do math is basically, okay, these equal 10, so it's 10 plus 10. Then you have 8 plus 8 is 16, and that's 8, so this is 24. So it's 10 plus 10 plus 24, which means that all of these numbers together is 44. And so that is the sum of all of these, but we're looking for the average. So what that basically means is that we take, okay, so if the sum is 44, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that means that the mean is 44 over 7. Now, I don't believe that this divides evenly. This is around somewhere in like just over 6. So it's like 6.3 something. But for now, what's just important to know for the mean is that the mean is equivalent to the average, and how you figure out the average of an array like this is you take all of the sums, you add all these numbers together, and you divide by the number of numbers there are. Number of numbers. And because there is 7 here, you take the sum, which we found was 44, divided by 7, that's the mean. The median is similar but different, is what I like to call it, is you are still trying to find not necessarily the average, but the middle number in this array. So in this array, I've made it nice that it all goes up in ascending order. Some arrays won't, and it will just be random numbers that you need to place everywhere. What the median asks for is that they want you to find the middlemost value in this array. And how, at least I was taught, is how you do this is that you basically in your head, or what we'll do physically, is basically cross out the highest number you see and the lowest number until you get 1 or 2 numbers. So in this case, the highest number we have is 10, the lowest number we have is 1. So I cross these two out. Okay, what's the next highest and the next lowest? 9 and 3. What's the next highest and the next lowest? 8 and 5. And we have 1 number left. And because this is the centermost number, or the, in terms of weight of a number, is the average, this is what is considered the median. Now, there are some cases, the reason why this works with only 1 number is because the number of numbers in the array is odd. And because there's 7, it goes up to 1. You might find arrays, oh, is this dying? No, we're good, okay. Where you see this. And in this case, well, we can't, if we cross out the 5 and we cross out the 1, we have a 3 and a 4. Which one is the median? Well, technically neither of them are. What you have to do here is you have to take the average again, or the mean of these 2 numbers, which, as shown before, it's 4 plus 3, okay, so that's 7, and then over 2. So in this case, the median is the average of these 2 numbers, which in this case is an easy 3.5. As said before, I'll give another example. If I give, I give an array like this, you can't just cross out. This does not work. You have to do it by the highest number and the lowest number, which is still pretty straightforward. It's what's the lowest number here? 2? Okay, you cross out 2. What's the highest number? 20. Cross out 20. Okay, what is the next highest? The next highest is 8. What's the next lowest? 5. Last two you have is 7 and 6. So you know the median is the average of those two, which is 6.5. So that's how the median works, is that it's a different way of finding the air quote average in this array of numbers. Mode is the most straightforward that we can get to it. What mode asks is what number in this array has the most frequency. In terms of this, there is only a single number that appears twice, and that's 8. What that means is that the mode is 8. A question I have for you, Professor. What is the mode if there is the same frequency for every number?
So then there's multiple nodes.
There's multiple nodes. Okay, good to know. You might just need to cut this part out, but if not, that's okay. Now, what we were just talking about is, another thing is that if the frequency is the same for all numbers, so if there's only 1 8 here, because there is the same amount of a unique number for all of these, there are multiple nodes of each of these numbers. In terms of, let me give another array. So we know the node was 8 for this one. I'm going to change markers. Another example might be 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 5. The issue is that even though there are more 4s and 2s than there are 1s and 5s, there is the same amount of 2s as there are 4s, which means that there are 2 modes, which are 2 and 4. If there was no 8 here, then the mode is multiple modes of 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, and 10, because there is all 1. Now, that's how the mode works, is basically if you look at an array of numbers, whichever one you see the most frequent is the mode of that array. Now, in terms for the range, pretty simple as well. You take the highest number, you take the lowest number, you subtract them, and that is the range of numbers. If you think of this as a graph, which we'll be applying to plots in a future video, what this basically is asking you is for what is the lowest number in the plot and what's the highest number, or what is the distance between the lowest number in the plot and the highest number in the plot. And so what we know, the lowest number is 1, and the highest number is 10, and so the distance between those two values is 9, which is what the range is asking for. And so this is basically when you'll inevitably see these 4 phrases used when discussing arrays like this, that hopefully I was able to give you a bit of understanding of what those means. That the mean is basically asking for the average number in this array. The median is asking for the middlemost value. Mode is the most frequent value, and the range is the distance between the lowest and the highest.